Hello fight fans. In this video I'm going to be going over the top 5 legends of MMA. And first of all, before I get into this is my opinion. So I'm not saying that these are the best 5 best fighters of all time, so don't even be saying that there or you'll be making yourself look stupid. I'm just saying these are the top 5 legends of mixed martial arts. And also, it's in my opinion, so opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. Starting off with number 5, Vanderlei the Axe Murderer Silva. This guy was undefeated over in Pride for 6 years. He was a champion for 6 years, and then he was a monster. I mean, what else can you say? He's the epitome of aggression. The only time he's really lost over there was against like Mark Hunt due to decision and Mirko Krokop. You know, so that's about it. Before that, he was knocking people out viciously with soccer kicks and with his Muay Thai or with his hands. I mean, he was straight up, he was a berserker. That's what Vanderlei Silva is. He's a berserker. And he's still fighting in MMA. He's still doing pretty damn good in the UFC. He won against Kung Lee. A lot of people counted him out. A lot of people, including me, thought that Rich Franklin, the second fight, could have been stopped, but, you know, Mario Yamasaki didn't stop it. And also, it showed that Rich Franklin really, he's a legend too. But yeah, Vanderlei Silva, he's also, his last win was against Brian Stann. He knocked him out over in Japan. So yeah, I mean, there's still a lot going for Vanderlei. He's not done yet, and he's one of the best legends of MMA. He's one of the best of all time. And that's why he's number 5. With that said, going to number 4, Randy the Natural Couture. This guy is old as hell, but let me tell you something. This old guy can put an ass whooping. When he first came out of retirement, he went back at heavyweight. You'd be thinking this guy would want to drop down. He went to heavyweight and fought the biggest guy on the block, including, he's a champion, Tim Sylvia. Beat his ass. Dropped him in the first seconds of the fight, and you're like, what? And then he takes him down and beats the shit out of him the whole fight for 25 minutes. And not only does he beat Tim Sylvia, Gabriel Gonzaga comes on the scene, knocks out Mirko Krokop with a vicious head kick, and he fights Randy Couture for the belt. And Randy whoops his ass too. It's like, what can Captain America not do now? I mean, everybody was like, oh, we're not putting him, we're not going to doubt him now, and then he gets beat by Brock Lesnar. But, I mean, he's still one of the best MMA fighters and one of the best MMA legends and one of the best champions of all time. I think he's a 5-time champion. In some UFC magazines, they say he's a 6-time world champion. So, I got to do some research on that one. It's either 5 or 6. I'm fucked up. 5 or 6. He's a 6-time, 5-time champion. One of those two. And he did a lot for UFC. He's a good commentator. He's a great fighter, great wrestler, pretty damn good boxer. So that's why he belongs in number 4. Number 3, Chuck the Iceman Liddell. That guy made that fucking famous. This guy has one of the best resumes in MMA when it comes down to knocking people out. I'll just give you all, here's a quick thing. This is who he's knocked out. Randy Couture, twice. Tito Ortiz, twice. Renato Babalu Sobral, guess what? Twice. He's knocked out Kevin Randleman. He's finished Jeremy Horn. He's beaten Vanderlei Silva, who's on this fucking list. And I mentioned Randy Couture, he's also on this list. He has knocked out Guy Mesger, he's knocked out Alistair Overeem, my fault. I mean, the only kryptonite this guy's really had over when he was in his prime was Rampage Jackson. But I'm not going to be going into that. Chuck Liddell was one of the best counter strikers, if not the best counter striker in that time period. Had great takedown defense, had a solid chin back in his prime. So, yeah, former UFC light heavyweight champion. That is why he is at number 3. Going on to number 2, people. First of all, I didn't know if I should put this guy at number 1 or what, but it feels right putting him at number 2. And plus, yeah, just go ahead and go say it. Fedor Emelianenko is at number 2. This guy, in my opinion, is the best heavyweight of all time. Yeah, he's retired. Most of these guys are, except Vanderlei. But Fedor's retired now. But what this guy has done in his career, especially over in Pride, is nothing short of history. I mean, this guy has done everything you could think of. And he's one of the most humble, most quiet people on the planet. Yeah, but in his prime, fucking monster. Monster was he. I mean, Fedor Emelianenko, one of the greatest heavyweight champions ever. Ever. If not the best heavyweight champion ever. And that's why he's at number 2. And number 1. Like I said, people, this is my opinion, so don't be getting angry and blowing up my comments saying, well, why wasn't this fighter on there? And Anderson Silva's not the biggest legend of all time. Not in my opinion. I mean, yeah, later on he will be, but not right now. He's the greatest fighter of all time. I'll do that in another video, but this is Legends. And mostly on people that's retired or that's made some great stuff earlier in the MMA days. And number 1, that goes to Royce Gracie. People's like, oh, that's a cliche. I've heard that one before. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure you've heard it because it's true, people. This guy is the best legend of MMA. Look at UFC 1. He's 170 pounds, 6'1", not really all that built, in a fucking gi. Looks kind of like a geek, but he's submitting people like 255 pounds. He's submitting kickboxers that are 6'6" from Norway. I mean, the guy is a fucking monster, especially back in UFC 1 and 2. I mean, he's the first champion over there, first tournament champion. Yeah, if you don't believe me, look up old UFC where there's no rules, where they're hitting each other in the balls, where they're pulling hair and all this shit. I mean, the only thing that's not legal, the only thing that is illegal in there is eye gouging and I think fish hooking. But that's it. I mean, yeah, that's what he did. He's the one that made jiu-jitsu famous when nobody else really knew what it was. He is the one that is the first UFC champion, and he put it on the map pretty much. Some people say, well, Dana did, I'm talking about the fighter that really did a lot, and it is the first MMA champion. So yeah, you got to give it to Royce Gracie. It's obvious. Number 1, Royce Gracie. I'm going to do a quick recap. Number 5, Vanderlei the Axe Murderer Silva. Number 4, Randy the Natural Couture. Number 3, the Iceman Chuck Liddell. Number 2, Fedor Emelianenko, the best heavyweight of all time. And number 1, Royce Gracie. Please tell me what you think. Don't be getting angry, like I said, about my stuff, but tell me what you guys think. And try to be as nice as possible about my top 5 legends list of MMA. And we'll be doing more of these, probably top 5 best fighters of all time, or the best champions of all time, or the worst fighters of all time, or the worst champions of all time. So let me know what you'd like to see. If you haven't subscribed to my videos, subscribe. I'm gonna keep getting better with this. I'm gonna get me a better camera, and I'm gonna start actually editing my stuff. I do this stuff off the top of my head, people. So I think I'm pretty good at freestyling it. So I don't edit, of course, as you can tell. I'm going to keep getting better at my videos. So just wait, and you will have a lot of good videos coming. So subscribe to my videos, like and comment, and peace out, fight fans.